Hello ladies and gentlemen to this new episode 10 of Saulius Plays Dwarf Fortress. In this episode we are going to designate a whole lot of miners to get started to digging out the emplacement for our pump stack. As you can see, we still have some mining designations being done here and a whole staircase being dug down here, and we just need to dig way down so that we can get some magma to the upper levels of our fortress. I have done some preparation to find a way to do parts of this really quickly. I'm also going to cut some parts of it, but first let's start by removing the entire designation of this. We're not going to use it, we're not going to need it with the way I have it all set up. It's not necessary. So, between episodes I have researched a bit into what we are going to need for our pump stack. Unless we have a high level of magma, we're going to need quite a lot of it. That's all magma safe. We're also going to need to find a way to generate the power required for it. But first off, we need the entire pump stack as a whole. So, we're going to have to do it in multiple passes, and I prepared some macros for it. I'm going to dig it out here. I think I'm pretty safe. Nope, we're still in the bedrooms. So we're going to pump it out here. That's going to require some more digging, but that doesn't matter. We're going to designate a whole new set of miners in a few minutes. So let's see, this is our ground level. So yeah, let's pump it up to here. So as you can see, I have a pump stack pass 1, dig without a power path. The power path is when you have a pump stack, the way that power will take to go through all the different pumps, screw pumps, so that you only have to power the topmost one and it will power all the screw pumps in between. Apparently there are a few issues with it, that if one of the pumps gets deconstructed, everything will fail completely, but we're not going to care about it. That wouldn't be exclamation mark fun. So I'm going to designate the entire pump stack in one go, and I will see you in a second. I'm just going to explain the macro once, and then I will speed it up for your convenience. So as you can see, when I do Ctrl P, what he did is he dug out stairs, then 2 spaces, just so that on the lower levels you don't get diagonal connections, which for fluids you just don't want, and I'm staying on the safe side. And then we have a reservoir of 3 wide, then 2 spaces where the screw pump will be. One of those spaces will be channeled out in a next pass, but we need to be able to dig here, so we do it this way at the moment. And then a channel, and the channel sits on top of the 3 wide cistern that finds itself on the level lower, and a hallway connecting to the staircase. And that's the way that it will go for the entire stack of pumps. So with that being said, I'm going to designate everything, and I will see you once that's done. See you soon! That being done, let's continue with the rest of it. As I said, we are going to require some more miners, but we don't have enough picks. However, when we look in our stocks, we should have quite a bit of copper. So 75, that's enough. Charcoal, we still have 8, that's not a lot. So let's chop. Let's make some charcoal. Yep. How about 100? And copper pick. About 10 should be enough. So with our jobs designated, let's see if they are actually being done. Probably not quite yet. That would have been a tad too soon. Let's hope that it doesn't take too long to get to it. In the meantime, let's find Dwarf Therapist. Quick visual check. Yep, that works. We have no one who is a miner here, but we should have, yeah, let's designate 8 more as a miner. As soon as the pickaxes become available, that should work. We will also need, but that's a whole lot faster to designate, some more staircase here. So just make it up down. This way it will just go a whole lot quicker to get up or down all the levels. And I'm at the bottom. So that is done. And now we just need to connect it to a hallway. Let's give it a tiny room. We usually don't need a lot of people going through the hallway, so I'm not going to make it 3 wide. Just give it a small room to have some space to work with in front of the staircase and see what that will give. So that's our main part that we will have to need to do today. Already done, that's amazing. We have a courtyard with drawbridges. I can't remember if we already linked to the levels. And what is this? It's another color. Huh. Floor, slate block PCF. There is a building present. Ah, that's the problem. I just can't remember if we already put a lever in place for that one. So let's go check the workshops real quick. I haven't seen any announcements. Cancel drink, cancel prepare fine meal, but nothing about our managed shops. Ready. So they should be queued, I think, then. No? Why are they not queued? If they are ready, they should be. Or they have to be active. Yeah, active. Apparently. So let's see if we have a dwarf that's coming to do its job. I'm going to assume that's the charcoal maker. if the one moving down here is our metalsmith, it's going to take a long while for all the copper to be transported. That's probably not ideal. So let's see. Yeah, but they are all allowed, so really weird. In the meantime, let's designate all our gems to be cut if we have them. Because cut gems are just worth more, so we can trade them out in the future. So I was really hoping that the forging and subsequently the mining would go a lot quicker, but apparently we won't have such luck today. Yeah, and the mining is kind of slow. So a bit on the pump stacks, on the design of it. What we're going to do is we're going to stack the screw pumps on top of one another. We're going to need quite a lot of magma safe material for it, and we don't yet have it. We're going to need enormous screw pumps, enormous screws, and pipe sections that we will have to make out of iron so that they don't melt when we pump magma through it. And we will need orthoclase blocks, which are the most abundant magma safe type of stone on this map. However, I'm not sure if we already found orthoclase, let alone iron. So the iron we should be able to melt from limonite or hematite. Let's have a look if we have limonite. We have 42 limonite. Hematite we have 10, so we can get quite a bit of iron already. We don't have magnetite, I believe. No. Do we have We don't have orthoclase yet, which is a shame. We do need it. So I hope that during the digging of the pump stack the orthoclase can be discovered. So as to the shape, the T-shape of the pump stack layout, the reason for that is that if you don't do it, you get FPS issues. And why is that? If you're pumping lava, you heat up everything around it, but if you pump away the tile of lava that you have, you will always trigger recalculations on the heat of the tiles. So if you just fill the entire reservoir all the time, the tiles around it will stay the same heat, and you don't get the FPS drop related to giant magma pump stacks. So that's a big plus in my book. I did this once before, never on video obviously. So let's see how this turns out. So how is this coming along? Forging a copper pick, really nice. We could also just look in our job management screen, obviously. Charcoal is being produced steadily. Do we have enough wood? I'm not sure. We can probably just look at logs. Yeah, we still have quite a few logs available to us. Even if it's only willow logs, we have enough to make the charcoal. So soon we should have a squadron. Oh, bituminous coal, that's always nice to see. Bauxite, that's also really nice just because of the nice red color. It's just a shame that the dwarves that we have at the moment are no skilled miners yet. But you can't have everything, and once they are done digging out the entirety of the pump stack, that should be quite different. So let's have a quick look. We're 15 minutes into recording. Really need to keep a handle on how long I've been recording, and even the 15 minutes is kind of a guess, because I will have to cut out some parts of it. Let's see how the miners are faring. So we have 3 miners here that are doing the bedrooms, which is nice because, well, we do need them. What is here? Galena, not going to bother with it. I think we have enough lead or silver. Do we have the furniture? It appears so. So if we go more downstairs, so they're probably going to make these hallways first, but those are almost done, so should be a breeze. Another thing that you need to remember when you are working with pump stacks, and I hope that I don't screw it up immediately when I say it, the order in which pumps are powered is that the latest build pump gets powered first. So you want to build your pump from the top to the bottom, so that the first pump that is powered is the one pumping the bottommost layer. I think that's right. So I see that our rock mechanisms are finished. I think a nice spot for our lever to control the bridges would be in the barracks right here. So B, I'm not sure, T, make a lever and put it right here. That's a nice spot. In diorite, why not? And then afterwards we will link it. So the next issue that we will have when we are building the screw pumps, the digging seems to go quite well, but obviously this is clay or something like that. Here it's bauxite and it appears to go rather quickly. Is that you really need to build it out of materials that are completely magma safe. So it's harder to do a macro for it, so I'll probably designate them all manually and just speed up that part once we get there. So I'm going to already queue the jobs. So we have a screw that should be in iron. I didn't count the levels. So here we are at level +1, and the bottom all the way down is -168, so that's 169 that we will need. If we need less or more, that doesn't really matter, we can always produce more later. So chop. So 169, I'm going to write it down just to remember it. Iron corkscrew, 169. Iron pipe section, 169. Q block. We can do it in rock, 169. But for this block, we are going to add a condition. And R? No, that's probably not it. details. Yep. For some reason here you have to press plus instead of arrow down. Ortho class. Do they... Yeah, we want to remove the condition. Is it D? So that will probably not yet work, because we don't have the iron nor the ortho class available for it. Job manage queue, smelt, magnetite. I think we had 10. And smelt hematite. We don't have magnetite. It's hematite and limonite that we have. Limonite. And this one we can remove. Hematite, limonite. Hematite, yeah. And limonite. So we found apparently some more, because I seem to remember that we had 42 and now we have 45, but that's all for the good. So the digging goes quite well. The most abundant source of stone available on this map is microcline, but sadly microcline is not magma safe. But it's a nice light blue, so we might use it for our courtyard or something like that. I do have to figure out a way to store the lava in a lava safe construction so that it doesn't flood the fortress. But we'll get there when we get there. That's still quite a ways off. I'm not going to worry about that just yet. At the moment, we're just digging a hole. I would be happy if they finish up here. Still some smoothing to do as well. So all is going well. Let's have a quick general look at our prepared meals, prepared foods. Those are barrels, meal, no. I'm going to assume that we have enough. Kitchen, drinks, we do have enough drinks. We have some eggs, which is quite recent because usually they are gone before you know it. Our farms are doing pretty well. What's this one? B, cave wheat. Yeah, just the wrong season for it. So yeah, at the moment everything is going nice. So for our next episode, we're probably going to look into power options. I know that you have water wheels and you might have windmills. I'm not quite sure. So this one adds link up to a bridge. Link it to this one. Add bridge to this one. So now when we pull it, well, once the designation is done, when we pull it, our fortress is completely closed off. It's a bit sad for our lovely animals here. We have too many idlers. What do we have in terms of stock? CW. I know that this isn't the most interesting part to look at, but we still need to do it. So conglomerate should work just fine. Wall. And then somewhere in the future I will have to think about the security of this one, because I recall that you could just walk on this one, which is not quite safe. Not gay, you. Wall, you. No. Wall. Let's do it like this. And then double check that we can always get the merchants into our fortress. Let's remove all the trees that are inside our pasture. So as usual, our dwarves swarm out once they get the order to build. Lovely little ants. And soon our animals will be safe from the occasional predator or the hordes of the goblin invasion. So we have quite a few things to do next episode. We're going to check for the military to make a melee squad. We are going to check our screw pump constructions. We do need quite a few resources for that. The power needs for our screw pumps as well, and a way to store the lava, but that will figure it out itself, I think. I'm going to wrap up this episode right here. I'm quite happy with what we did. I hope to see you all next time. Leave a like, leave a comment, do subscribe if you want to. It absolutely helps me. It does wonders for how I feel. So please do, if you like my series, leave a note and I will be happy to reply to you. If you want one of the dwarves named after you, subscribe first. Thank you, have a lovely 2021, and I will see you all next time. Bye bye!